Wow. Johnny Taylor. Taylor did a silver album.
Okay. I do like Johnny Taylor. I like Johnny Taylor.
So that's streaming.
At least I think I do. Didn't he first? I heard it just the other day. I haven't heard it in years, but it was by somebody else. I don't think it was Johnny Taylor. Didn't he first sing Cheaper to Keeper?
Yeah, he won.
Yeah, I don't think this was
You
his
didn't
first.
pay but $3 to bring the little girl home. Now you gotta pay $3 to leave her home. So it's cheaper to keep her. Then he said, any man. Right, that's all. That's it.
And Disco Lady. Didn't he sing Disco? Yeah.
1976, Airgasm. That was the name of the album.
No, that's internet.
I like Clever.
So she's streaming, it's streaming live right now on the computer. So, see, so the schedule last year. You saw, it says live.
Then who else I like? I like Michael Jackson.
There's no, no, that's internet.
I like
You guys are live, you like the stream live right
She's
now.
not the best thing, but she's the best girl. And that album cover, yes, was. To say the least.
What is it?
I like Michael Jackson. She said, "No, it's not how to rock it. It's gonna be, a long white."
So I'm gonna take this.
It's like the evening gown, but it's split all the way up here.
Okay, so I don't wanna change this to go find it. I'll look for it after we're done.
Oh, man.
I'll share, you like to share with you?
Philly Mitchell, the name of the album.
Oh.
Yeah.
Watch it
Man, the
live.
girls got.
I'm hip, I'm hip.
Okay.
You can call Mrs. Johnson to keep the kids for a day or two. Remember that one?
That was the.
Take the early train to.
No, that's internet. You guys are live, you like the stream live right
She's
now.
not the best thing, that's girl. And that album cover, yeah, that was the.
So.
Say the least.
I'm gonna look at it. Yes.
Yeah.
I was listening to KDI.
White.
So.
So I'm gonna take this.
It's like the evening gown, but they play all the way up here. She had two versions of
I don't wanna change this to go even there.
Yeah, she was.
But they didn't play it complete like they do now. They just didn't play it.
The African American Museum presents Mississippi Freedom Summer 1964, a visual and performing arts extravaganza. Come and join us at Art Hop this Thursday, October 1st, with a closing ceremony Thursday, October 17th, located at 1857 Fulton Street in Fresno. Join us at the Homecoming Weekend Sunday Brunch to fight against cancer, October 11th at Toledo's Mexican Restaurant. Fundraisers for Steve Shelley, who is currently in that fight to win. Toledo's Restaurant is located off of 367 East Shaw Avenue, the corner of Shaw and Fresno Streets, 11:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. Hey, friend.
Garden, Mystical Circles, Paisley's,
was listening to
Take those off, but maybe read
Hall and Oates and
Okay.
John.
Oh,
what's
the
his name?
lighter
John
side.
Davenport
We didn't have the
Foley.
real stuff. That
So-
real
Yeah, unless I was, you know, in
We got
and stuff,
clowns.
maybe. Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Every other camera like.
Oh,
We are.
we on?
Yes. Welcome to Valley Black Talk Radio Live. This is the first live shot that we've been doing, where we're finally getting it right and on time. Except for Melanie decided to get up and get juice right now. I guess that's what makes it.
For the
so
queen, it's
spectacular.
live.
And then you can put it up on me, Joel.
I'm doing
That's
it.
on me. Do it for the queen.
I'm
There
a
are several
gentleman
queens
and
at
a
this
scholar.
thing.
I absolutely know nothing.
Well,
You're a gentleman without a
nothing.
collar. Or with a collar. Actually, you do have a collar on. You've been really sprucing up.
Well, I mean, you know,
I know, because now
I'm
we've
trying
got
to
some
improve
certain
my
hours.
image so I look like I know what I'm talking about. So most people tell me I don't know anything.
No, there's nothing.
Well, you just let him
I
keep
agree,
thinking
because I already told him, so I don't have anything left to retain. Oh, I'm sorry.
You know
This
what?
is, Valley Black Talk, and we are who, what?
The On Me Network. Julie W. Najee, Mel Sanders, Joel Riversmith. And so we like to be able to chit chat. We thought this would be easier format for
Mhm.
people to be able to hear us, where we can discuss, we can have plenty of discussion about a local
freedom.
and a little bit more freedom.
So this is real talk.
This is real talk.
Yeah.
Except
okay.
for that's the name of somebody else's show. So
Nah, we will.
this is Valley Black Talk.
And I saw them for the first time in about 6 months.
Uh-huh.
The real talk, part of that team. Of course, very nice.
What type of nuts are these?
Those are goober sisters.
I thought they'd be raisins or something.
Yeah.
Oh, there's raisins over there. We got raisins over there. We're gonna be on for 2 hours, man. We'll just eat as we go. Because there's gonna be some hot conversation, and folks are gonna be wanting to go to the refrigerator and get something and join us. And you like our cups?
Mel's excited about these cups, Valley Black Talk Radio, so when we get the logo and
Yeah, we're
print
gonna
out.
have logo on them, so you guys have a chance to see.
Valley Black.
And
I'm excited
order.
about them too. They look great.
You guys have a chance to
So talk
order.
about the weekend. Today is what, October 4th, first start of October.
Mhm.
So you, at least we see the temperatures cooling down, I'm happy about that, excited about that,
Oh, yeah.
I'm enthralled about that. So Jewel, what is the thing you've done? I know you said you watched the movie.
So let's see. Yesterday I had brunch.
Wow, she's really.
I better stop there.
She did not see on camera. She stopped real quick with the bullets and said, I had brunch.
What does that
And
mean?
that is all you need to know.
That's
We'll
between
talk
breakfast and
later.
lunch.
And that was a lot of fun. And then this afternoon, I actually went to the first showing of The Martian, which I love science fiction. So I've been waiting for this movie to come out. It was really good.
Was it really good?
It was really, really. If you love science fiction and you love, and I love Matt Damon, and I love Kate
Were
Moss.
there any black Martians?
There were no black Martians. I don't want to give too much away. Let me just say it's not an alien movie. It's not an alien movie. However, Chiwetel Ejiofor had a major role, so that was cool. He's black, y'all. And Donald Glover, who used to be on Community, he was so good on Community. He also, in fact, his role was not major per se. He wasn't on screen a lot, but he was pivotal in the story. So there's black folks in the movie, and it's a great story. So you should
Okay. So-
black folks in positions
But not black
of power
Martians.
and importance.
He's got to be
No,
born there.
no black Martians. Yeah.
'Cause I watched the Martian movie today. It was an old school movie. But you want a black Martian? Oh yeah, there was a black Martian, and they were discriminating against the Earthlings.
The Black Martians. See, I don't think
No. There were black Martians in the movie,
yeah.
but the Earthlings were the ones that were being discriminated against, and they happened to be black. Earthlings were. Ooh, that's a psychological mind trick right there.
So like I
Martians.
can't think of all of the sororities, but you know the paper bag test and it's
Yeah.
kind of the same, right?
That's the same.
Except they were from Mars.
Martian's cup, right?
We might have to watch that and
Yeah.
talk about that sometime.
That's a breaking down the things we got to.
So it was a great movie, and then of course I spent the rest of the weekend just reading and reading and reading. And I'm
Oh, so you
loving
studied
these
it.
classes, yeah. I'm really, really
It's like
enjoying
when
them
you
both. I'm taking intro to sociology
Wow.
and intro to philosophy,
Mm.
and it never occurred to me that there would be so much reading. But yeah, the intro to philosophy, I'm a little concerned because it just sort of seems like the professor who I like, but it seems like the idea is just give them a whole bunch of stuff to read.
Mhm.
But that's not necessarily learning. And in fact, I think at some point you reach the point of diminishing returns because you're reading so much, you can't possibly really be incorporating it all. So, but still, the reading is fascinating. And sociology, I've always found it interesting, but I had no idea,
No idea.
none, that sociology was so revealing and that you could actually get down to macro sociology and micro sociology and how much you can learn about a single person or a group of people just using sociological study principles, and I had no idea. So yeah, I will definitely be taking the next level of the sociology
So can I
class.
ask you in that class, do you have like trick questions you ask people to get answers without asking the question directly?
That is a certain kind of study. I wouldn't call them trick questions
Well, I
per
couldn't find
se.
the word.
He's calling you a trick question.
Yeah, I would
He's
just
calling
say,
it a trick question.
I think you, just like, when you're taking some personality inventory,
Right.
you ask the same question in 12 different ways.
Yes. that's
You know,
what I'm
Not one right after the other, but sprinkled throughout.
talking about.
So that, because, did you get good grades in school? Yes. But then 5 more questions down, were you a good student? You have to ask it more than once because people tend to aggrandize themselves. So I'm
So you do
learning
like
a lot
reading
in
your
really
class.
well. Yeah.
And then Mel, this guy over here, what did you do? Were you fishing? Because he showed us the meeting on Friday.
I did, and I apologize to both of you ladies. I did have the wrong thought in my mind, even after we had the conversation on Thursday about being here Friday. So it won't happen again. But I did have a good time. I had my first neighborhood yard sale that I put out a notice about 2 weeks ago. I went to all 43 homes in my little area,
Wow.
and I left a note for each one of them, talked to a couple of people that are there.
How successful was that?
And guess how many people had stuff out that morning at 7 o'clock? Yes, it was Saturday morning at 7. One.
One? I thought you were going to
And it
say.
wasn't even me. It was a neighbor down the park. So it was only 2 of us that really participated. Everybody else had a great idea. They had stuff, but I mean, the lines are busy. People are just not, hey, it's a weekend, and unless I gotta get this stuff out of here, I'm gonna leave it here and I'll deal with it next spring. So we'll do it again in the spring, see what happens.
I would love a good garage sale. So you went all over the neighborhood.
Oh, yeah.
You
Twice.
ain't tell me.
Well,
Did you know?
you live there, I live
Yes,
there.
that was the reason
Yeah.
why.
Yeah.
I will travel for a good garage sale.
Oh,
But you didn't have a garage sale. You didn't have a garage sale. You personally.
yeah, I have some, yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
you
he
did?
didn't say like,
I was
I'm
just- I
planning
didn't
this
come out.
neighborhood thing and,
Yeah,
if you happen to be available,
Gotcha.
So put something out, we'll put signs out so folks can direct traffic to us, we did that. But people were just, nobody told me that they weren't gonna be available. They said, oh, yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah, we can do it. And then, so, Saturday morning, you get up and you look,
Mhm.
and there's only one other neighbor that's putting stuff out. So, I know it's fall, the spring of the year probably be a little different. But people are trying to clear out that winter, all of that good stuff, and, make room for some more jobs. But that's usually, it's surprising how fast stuff accumulates. I mean,
Who are you talking
man, and
Yeah,
5 years goes by so fast. Oh, man. You didn't use it in 5 years, you need to get rid of it. If it's sat there that long, you don't need it.
I know, but you know what happens?
It
2 days
clutters.
after you get rid of it,
You're like, oh, I needed it.
exactly.
Right at that very moment.
Exactly.
Oh, I really needed this. Knowing that part of it at all.
So, what did you do?
Gosh, I just feel like
You shared something.
my
great,
weekend was
didn't you?
jam packed. First we had the new caterer. How did you like your food, by the way?
Oh, that crab potato
Yeah, it
salad
was really good.
was screaming. I mean, everything I
Everything
ate was
homemade.
good.
Even the banana bread was homemade.
Yeah.
From scratch. When I say homemade, not where you get the already pre-made batter.
And kind of break an egg and some milk and
Yes,
they're done, yeah.
Everything was from scratch that you made.
Wow.
So even the egg rolls, she was literally rolling the egg rolls right
Yeah,
there.
they were, no, were the egg rolls or lumpia? He
Oh,
called them
well, I
lumpia.
call them egg rolls.
Oh, but
because
you know
that's all
what?
There's
No, I
nothing to
think
do.
she actually had two things.
No, what you said is the correct name.
Okay, because I got the beef wrap,
Yeah, yeah.
which is
And I heard those
lumpia.
were good.
They were oh,
And with
It
the
was-
sauce.
and the
sauce. We missed out now.
it was, yeah.
It's like the cabbage and the beef on the side.
Mhm.
It looked good. I mean, it's not something I
Yeah,
eat.
and it was, the sauce was a little, it wasn't your regular,
Yeah.
red sauce that you get at the restaurant, which is delicious. It wasn't your regular sweet and sour.
Yeah.
It was a little spicy,
Yeah.
and it was orange instead of red. It
And
was,
so they have
it was
compelling stories I
delicious.
can't wait to tell on the Omni Network.
yeah,
Because she is the sister of Berla's Page. And it's interesting because she grew up with the Samoan side of the family. He grew up with the black side of the family. Because they got separated when they were young. And they had, she searched for him and found him. And so she uprooted from where she's living, and literally living on the islands. And then first moved to Oakland, and then came here to be closer to him.
yeah, that is.
So it is a
Culture
bad
shock, too.
Yeah, it's a culture shock.
Yeah.
That's a documentary right there.
It is
Somebody
like
needs to make a documentary.
We got another documentary.
Yeah.
Omni Network was a documentary because there's such a compelling story. And
Yeah.
you just feel the love they have for each other. And then you feel, the regular brother and sister will maybe getting on my nerves.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how many years I've been
Why
apart.
you say
You
stop
still get on
playing?
my nerves.
You gotta stop playing.
It's out getting on my nerves. And so that's what was compelling. And I wanted to make sure we had a good turnout. These people have come to try out our food, especially feel welcome. I know that's an important thing to show up.
Yeah, what else was going on?
The Dominoes.
Yes.
The Dominoes.
Wait a minute,
So-
did the gang win?
Well, Lennox won on this side.
Yeah.
He won.
So there wasn't a
Oh,
I mean,
but
well-
somebody else won one game over here.
Oh, Marcus won the game.
Yeah.
So, because
I don't know who
we
it
have
was.
lots of people. Sometimes Lennox talks a lot.
Yeah. No, does he?
He does a lot of, you know what, talking. I guess we can actually say.
Trash. You can
Trash.
say that. Yeah.
And so we didn't believe him. We had to call up the other individuals. Did Lennox really win all these games? And
And he
said,
admitted
yes, he did. I won one game, but he won all the other ones.
Yeah.
Because then you had his grandmother here, who's schooling folks.
Yep.
She's beating, just whipping people. Whipping them up. Yeah. Then she had gold dominoes. She had
Ooh, our dominoes were beautiful.
Yeah.
They were so pretty, they were distracting me.
You don't even want to play because it's so pretty. You just want to look at it. And then I was playing in between, but it was so hard. So Jewel, did we win? Jewel had to take over my
We
spot.
were second.
No.
We were second. Well, no, actually, the
Next time I
first
have to
game,
play. I like to
the
be
first
first all the
game,
time.
I believe I won, but we stopped when Mom started playing and started a new game. But I was ahead when we were ahead.
So we
when
were ahead.
stopped.
Me and Jewel
Yeah.
had to add it.
And then the
whole
second
game up.
game,
So if this was Lotto, we would have won.
So the game was fixed, in other words.
No, it's not. How so? We had Alondra on this side. Katina didn't know how to play, but she was playing. She was
Yeah.
pretty good.
and then she
That's
gave
your
her hands
friend.
over
Talk about
to
it like that. Oh, Gina, oh,
She just
my
loved that, Mike. Sorry,
just an instigator.
Instigator.
God. And she hung with you this weekend.
Yeah.
And then you talk about her like that? Oh.
You see how
Well,
he
no, she
said
said she didn't know how to play.
No,
She was quite
No,
clear.
she said. See how he said you know how to play?
Yeah, people start calling him the Gator.
Yeah. Gator hater.
Instigator.
Instigator hater. Say the whole thing to him.
Instigator hater.
I like that.
And what did the Catholic say about allegations? Oh, yes, that was the word, allegations. The Catholic spoke, what is it, what was it? Amos and Andrew, yeah, Catholic on Amos and Andrew. In court, they asked him about the allegations. And he said, not only do I deny the allegations, I deny the alligator.
That's good.
He's more relaxed without the microphone. I said, you seem more relaxed.
Well, I'm between you two, and I know I'm all right. I'm in safe territory.
Yeah, all right. You're right, and I'm all right.
Mhm.
So anyway, that was Friday, and then we had a late night, so I was up the whole night and had to turn around and we went to an event on Saturday. She said, look, 'cause then Saturday morning I was here, because every first Saturday we're open. And then from there, me and Katina went down to Tulare. And we got to go to Grandma's house, a fundraiser. Flora Johnson, Mrs. Flora Johnson. That's right, Miss Johnson, I call her, that's her full name. And Miss Johnson had that whole room filled, so many support, because first me and Katina were like, we overdressed, you know, because it's in an ag type building, and it's gala, but it's called a gala. When you think gala, what do you think?
Yeah, I think, you know, almost
Long
flowing,
gown,
at least
floor
T-length, right, with
Yeah.
some bling on it, you know, makeup.
But
hair.
I'm glad Malcolm Jones, who is the district councilperson and vice mayor out there, warned us ahead of time. But we're still stuck on the word gala. And sometimes, not saying all the time, sometimes men give you the wrong, you know, impression of how the event's supposed to be.
Yeah.
So even though he might say, oh, just dress down, it's okay. Like,
You don't-
you
don't
know,
trust
I
a man.
I don't even-
With all due respect, they don't
even-
they don't pay a lot of attention to stuff like that.
Not at all.
In fact, it's usually the wife
Like,
saying,
yeah,
you need to put on your tux and a tie. You know, the wife usually has to, yeah.
But if, you know, black tie, like a male, I'm wondering, do you do that? Like if a man's so male, is that event
Well,
gonna be
I
dressing?
think I attended, the gala for the museum at the, Golden Palace, and I was pretty moved about shot,
Okay,
if I say so.
yeah, you were. You were.
He was
Doing
what?
this.
Will you please translate?
He was what? He was pimped out.
Oh, okay. Who compared shy?
He comes
No,
up with these
book
words.
about shot.
Oh, okay.
Very bad shot. But you were
Now, that's
okay.
See,
what I did.
pimped out I got.
Yeah.
I understand that.
Translation. So there was the reason why this event to me was so gratifying is because the whole community involved. It didn't matter black, white, Portuguese, everybody was in that room and they were giving dollars. So when you talked about a Napa trip, for instance, they donated that. They donated cars. They donated, so I'm talking about all these fabulous trips for kids and stuff. And they were auctioned off. So the mayor of Tulare, like we got to meet Ms. Carlton, took us around, we met everybody. He was a perfect host, perfect counselor.
That's great.
I want to be his constituent, you know, and help him whatever he does because he had his whole family there helping. Everybody was involved. It was really a community affair. So the mayor is a world champion auctioneer. So he does that whole thing. And he picked people out and say, so I need you to give me $1,500 right now. So would say, okay, right on. So like if it wasn't something that was auctioned off, he'd make somebody.
He would just point
We're
out.
gonna do this and say their name. I need you to take this one for $1,500. Okay. We had bankers, we had doctors in that room, we had people that were just willing to give. And Grandma's house, it's an amazing story how they got the house and then how the community helped her to get that house. I mean, this was a house that was very, it was an older house, it hadn't been kept, wasn't taken care of, and she wanted to have this dream to be able to help kids in an after-school program. And so their members.
Now I know who she is.
Florida.
That name kept ringing a bell. Yeah, okay, go ahead.
So, Ms. Johnson was able to get a builder from the community, he donated, a real estate person, that person donated, and people just started pitching in. And the program's going strong. And the food was good. Fugazio, whatever, and they have some vegetarians. It was like, wow. I mean, you know, they don't make it for vegetarians, besides they give you a whole plate of pasta. But out here, when you go to this event, they give you a fattening plate of pasta, and like, that's all we
And
eat.
that's all you have.
Yeah. No, not this place. So they had the extravaganza, salad extravaganza. Then you had like a vegetable medley with artichokes and carrots and all the green stuff. Oh, then they had the red potatoes. Oh, the red potatoes. So nicely seasoned. And for y'all, they had the delicious, it just looked like they had the beef and the chicken. You can get both.
There you go.
She's glad she went. Let me tell you that. She's glad she went, and I was glad.
Yeah.
And then the table, we know we're sitting at the head master table because it looked like a head table.
Oh,
You know, when
that's
president, we
nice.
like to shine, everybody likes to be at the head table. No, you know, Colin say, we like to sit down and have a seat, more in the corner. And we didn't know we were sitting with the speaker, Lorenzo Neal's mom, and all the people, they kept pointing out that table, and I'm like, I know we were sitting at that table.
Yeah.
You know, but it was so humble.
So who was speaking?
Lorenzo Neal,
Oh, was it?
NFL player, a long-time friend, I've known him since college, so he was shocked to see me there. I said, oh, I'm so glad I haven't seen you in years. I said, yeah, I'm glad that you're speaking. And I like what his speech had to say.
What was it on? What did he speak
He was
about?
talking about Grandma's house, he was talking about a vision, and you gotta act on a vision. He said, someone told him, what will you do when you're 100 years old? You look back and when I shoulda, coulda, woulda, did, and didn't do. He said, so you act on it now. Even if you think it needs all this money, you just gotta start.
Now, how old is Miss Johnson?
Miss Johnson, Grandma Johnson. I don't know, but she's being honored at the Trailblazer. So
Okay.
she came and hugged my neck. She was so glad to see us, and so we'll be honoring her at the Trailblazer. So she'll be on the walls of the museum. So we can learn more about Miss Johnson.
She has a daughter that sings like a mockingbird.
Really?
Beautiful voice.
Wow. Well, I hope she's, well, I didn't get to hear all that. But like I said, I mean, the assembly people there, every council person was there. I mean, this was a community.
Not just her member.
No. And then you had the white farmers that were there that supported her. You had black. So I like that it was a mixture. Everyone came together and got this done.
Truly a communal effort.
It was a communal effort. And that was, even the house itself was so genuine. And she made it sure to tell everybody in that crowd, when she got on the stage, I'll have you know, even if I'm dead, gone, and moved on, this house can't be sold. No one can try to sell it for profit. It will stay here. It is a property, you know, of the community. It's not going anywhere.
That is fantastic.
We need to learn from that here, presidents of these organizations here.
Yeah.
Because it was clearly, I mean, you could see her heart is in it.
Yeah, it's
And
not
everybody
about
else
any kind
knows.
of money she can make, it's not about any kind of profit, it's not commercial, it's not, yeah.
And having something for these kids after school. And then the kids were serving, they were so memorable, they just would get our plates, and I mean, I just love the whole
And
thing.
that's such good training.
I would love
And
that.
not that there's anything wrong with commercial enterprise, there certainly isn't. But if you're doing something that is supposed to be for the benefit of the community, you know, commercialism can
Indeed. But it
conflict.
was so nice, even the gift baskets that were donated, oh, this was a plush stuff. You had a Starbucks gift card, and all these different gift cards in one big basket. And they were donated.
Mhm.
All the things she had were donated. And they were raffled off in the silent auction. I mean, it's silent auction items alone, like, oh my God. No wonder, you know, this community with Don, because Don lived there. And it's essentially, even though he came from the South, his first stop was Tulare. And he has that same mentality, real community effort, you know, part of our On-Me Network team. And so now I see it. It's a real community
Where it
spirit
came
out
from.
there. It's not like Visalia, it's not like Exeter. Tulare is its own little community. So it was very, I mean, even when we were coming into the parking lot, ladies waving at us, I don't know who she is. Tina, do you know her? I don't know who that is. And so it's just the fact that she was waving to say hi.
Just to say hi.
Just say hi, say, hey, I'm at your ticket, you guys want one? And we didn't need one, we said thank you, but, yeah, so everyone waved, and that was a good feeling. Because what utopia says, it's not real.
That's.
You know, my mom, like, this is
Well,
not
but that
real.
is the, partly, I mean, a lot of that is, the South has that sort of,
Yeah.
you know, real welcoming, sort of, depending on where you are, of
Yeah.
course. But I mean, you know, in your own familiar community, and everybody knows everybody, everybody speaks,
Yeah.
everybody, and even the people who don't know you still
They
speak.
still speak.
And yeah, we're a little more segmented, I think, in California.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, so that was really nice. So that's where I was that Saturday evening. I was very pleased to spend my evening there with the community today. I'm so grateful.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go to a short break. We're gonna come back. You guys can tell us what we're gonna talk about. Letting people know you're actually watching this live. Valley One Talk. Yay, we're on live. We will be right back. I promise.
Bed with the Colorama book and just melt away the stress of the day.
It's really fun and it's relaxing, and for the first time in my life, I feel like I'm an artist.
This is a
Yeah, what happened to break? So we can put the restroom in.
Oh, yay, that's a nice long break. Is our mic off?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't believe it.
This is done.
body shredding days.
This program is the real deal. If you knew me a while ago and you see me today, you'd be like, man, what are you doing? I'm doing Body Beast.
I decided to try Body Beast because I was looking for something different. I wanted to lose weight at the same time gain muscle. It's easy.
The African American Museum presents Mississippi Freedom Summer 1964, a visual and performing arts extravaganza. Come and join us at Art Hop this Thursday, October 1st, or the closing ceremony Thursday, October 17th, located at 1857 Fulton Street in Fresno. Join us at the Homecoming Weekend Sunday Brunch to fight against cancer, October 11th at Toledo's Mexican Restaurant. The fundraiser is for Steve Shelley, who is currently in that fight to win. Toledo's Restaurant is located off of 367 East Shaw Avenue, the corner of Shaw and Fresno Streets, 11:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. Hey Fresno, we had a 25% reduction in water for the month of September, but we've got some work to do because we are still facing $10,000 in fines. Let's get to that 28% that the governor wants us to get to and that we want to get to by honoring this watering schedule. No watering on Mondays, Thursdays, and Fridays. Odd number addresses are on Tuesdays and Saturdays. Even numbered addresses are on Wednesdays and Sundays. No watering between 6 a.m. and 7 p.m. Let's make it a happy place for us. This message has been brought to you by the City of Fresno.
Stressed? Busy? Feel like you're always working? Just need to relax? Introducing Colorama, the beautiful coloring book that helps you relax while creating something wonderful. Unwind after work and let all the stress of your day melt away. With Colorama, there's no right or wrong way to do it. You get over 100 gorgeous designs. Each design is printed on one-sided acid-free paper so you can frame your beautiful new artwork or give it as a gift. Use colored pencils.
October 4th, 2015. We're at the start of the harvesting month, I suppose. My name is Julia Deli-Najee, along with Mel Sanders and Joel Riversmith. I'm a little hoarse, just because I haven't gotten much rest.
Smoky thing going on.
Yeah, I can sing right now. Usually, I sing pretty deep.
Well, you can sing even without the smoky. You sound great. So.
That's what I was saying. And so, again, I was just talking about my weekend. So my weekend was what? Saturday and Sunday, I helped a friend move, and that's an all-day thing. But you gotta do it.
You'll go like the bunny.
Yeah, it was funny. But today I was so tired. I remember, Liz, my husband went to go grab our food. I just fell asleep in the car waiting. That's how tired. And normally, I can keep going. This is one time I just fell out.
Yeah.
And then I was excited though to come to Valley Black Talk Radio because the Omni Network is expanding. We're getting our stuff down. I'm excited about that. We're finally getting it down packed. I'm excited to work with you guys.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to growing this network so that we reach other communities. Because I was talking to some folks on Saturday, and I asked the question, what do you think, if there were three things that we would need in the African American community to make it better, what three things do you think would be? Just off the top of your head. And there were 5 people sitting around, and I was really impressed. 3 of them said communication.
Wow.
I was impressed because they're right. Without communication, knowing what's going on, and you can't develop a strategy if you don't know what's going on. So I was impressed that they picked those. That was 3 of the folks made that one of the 3 choices.
And for me, I guess I was shocked even this morning when I realized that one of our supporters gets up early in the morning just to watch our show. And so when I was helping my friend move, he said, yeah, he really wants to meet you guys. I'm like, no, I've got paint on me, I'm dirty, when you're moving. And you just have all stuff. I'm like, this is not the appropriate way for me to meet them. So it shows that people are making an effort to be able to set that paint on my hair. I get a lot of it still my nails. And I scrub it. It's hard.
Paint is just hard.
Water-based or oil-based?
Yeah. I don't know. I still got green on my body. Is it like that?
No, they water things down so much nowadays. Old days, maybe. But now, water soluble and cheap.
So anyway, so he gets up early in the morning.
You.
He gets up early in the morning just to watch.
And so this is not even someone who already knows you. This
No, I
is,
don't know who this person is.
oh, that's
And
fantastic.
so the fact that they said they like getting the news and information,
Mhm.
and I was hoping that maybe we took them out of there.
And, you know, it's been a process.
Mhm.
And it's funny how sometimes you're in one situation and you think, oh yeah, this is it.
Yeah.
But then situations force you into another situation and you go, this is so much better than what we were doing. I love this. I love our new setting. I love the new way we're doing things. I love, you know, the freedom of not having the headphones and somewhat more freedom in terms of our ability to express ourselves and not have to worry about.
Is the signal on or is it off?
Yeah, exactly. And it, you know, we don't have to. It's just us.
Yeah.
And not that there was anything wrong with the previous situation. It was appropriate for that time. But this is great.
So how you gonna feel when you drive down the street and you see your face on a billboard for Valley Black Talk Radio?
I am not gonna like that a bit.
Boy, we talk about progress.
Can it just be the top half?
Yeah, can it just be the,
the top
That's
half?
what I think.
Just back here.
even,
I just want to get them
Can I
to flow,
just be
you
this
know.
part right here? Just this part right here, just this part.
oh yeah. Oh no, I love that. Oh,
Chin up and chin up.
Yeah, that's what I want. I said, let's talk about developing something like that. And
Yeah.
so, folks, just keep your eyes open.
And we're gonna have other communities.
Give us 90 days.
Yeah, we're gonna have other community organizations on to be able to fill in that time. Because the whole idea of the Army Network is to be 24/7 type of thing where we can have a community that is able to come in, you know, same locations, different background, to be able to talk about what's happening.
Yeah.
So there's already two different organizations that have approached us and asked, how do we be a part of that? How can we get on? How can we do this? I think you just gotta come in and show up.
there you go.
50% show up.
Did you see this? Did you when you were first thinking about, you know,
Yeah, she
Yes,
saw
I
it.
did.
I have to go to the
She
meeting.
saw
Did
it.
you
You're
see
trying to
this?
convince us.
I
I didn't see nothing. I'm saying, yeah, well, that sounds good. Yeah, that's your baby. I didn't say that part for her, but
But
that's
I knew that we was thinking obviously.
yeah.
And I
sounds
kept
good.
saying, this way it'll be easier, there's no, I mean, there's money, but not as much money that needs to be involved. And now you see it.
But
Sit down.
it doesn't seem to me you're a Miss Johnson. It doesn't seem to me it's ever been about the money.
No, it's never
To
been
you.
about the money, because if
Yeah.
it was, oh, it'd be a different.
You would have done something else.
I'd have done something else. Because this isn't expensive now, people don't know.
Yeah.
As much as whatever who's talking about what we're getting in the community, oh, God, no.
Yeah. No.
We have not necessarily profited from this venture, I should say. Sometimes I.
But you're meeting a need. This program,
Exactly.
communicating with the African American community is so important and essential that, you know, at the end of the day, we continue, it's going to be some money involved because there's a need. And people will pay for what they need. They may buy what they want, but they'll pay for what they need. And it takes time with our community more so than others because some of them recognize it a little better. And then some of them, you know, in terms of community support, they haven't had the challenges that we've had as African Americans. So, you know, we've got some hurdles to overcome. We've had some to overcome. And there are internal things that we should not have to be doing now, but we're doing it, but it's necessary. And when we are able to, again, influence 2016, they'll be knocking on our door again. Because that's the part that I really like. I love it when we're able to influence our community and get them in tune with supporting people who will reach out and support them. And there's a segment of folks out there who just do not want, they want status quo. They want things to be like it's always been because they can sit at the foot of the master's table and get those crumbs to fall. And you're entitled to a slice. You need to be at the table where the negotiations are going on with, hey, no. We understand this process. We've got this mastery. Why would we want to go back and get into the big room? I'm sorry, folks. We weren't talking about going that serious. That's go ahead. What were you talking about?
We're going good, that's why we stopped and looked at you and said, he's got the floor, go ahead,
You're
girl.
always teaching.
Yeah, but that's what I'm most happy about, being able to move in this direction because I can see how we can reach other communities in the valley,
That's
and
exciting.
all of them had they have the same needs we have.
Yeah.
And I was excited to hear your experience you had in Tulare because with that kind of mindset and what we can bring to it, man,
It was refreshing.
There's no stopping what black folks can do in this community, in this valley. Because with communication and when you know what other folks are doing, it's easy to replicate.
Uh-huh.
They can take the same thing they're doing in Tulare and move it throughout the valley here. And all of us can join in and do some things. And then when you tie in the, like I wrote in the blog, the leadership that's informed and they know how to do their job, man, that makes it so much easier and better for us to kind of click and make it happen. And to me, the key is communication. You have to have a means of communicating, whether it be print, radio, TV, blog, whatever it is. We need to have that network of working with our communities throughout the valley to make it work and not be distracted about people talking that rhetoric about you guys are only concerned about black. You're only, this is, the diversity in this valley is so large, you can't just focus on black. Get out of here. And I just had a conversation with someone the other day that's running for assembly, and their position was that that's how they're going to try to reach out and be able to be successful. And they're fighting an uphill battle, but my point to them was, excuse me, if you do not have a base, if you do not have a base of your own community supporting you, you have very little chance of having success. Because people will support you if they know other folks, especially in your own community, are supporting you. There must be something to you. But if you can't muster the support from your own community, they're looking at you like they may not say anything to you, but they're saying, you know, you can't even convince your own people to support you. Now you're asking us to work with you? Yeah, okay. And then we get left out again.
Yeah, no cake. It's more like it.
Oh, they had good cake there too, by the way.
Oh, did they?
I know we're not really talking about cake.
It must have been really good though.
The homemade?
And Haagen-Dazs donated ice cream.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
So
okay.
you people got free.
Okay.
It had like a chocolate Nestle, oh man, it was real good.
You talking
With
about
the,
the
with
little
the, like a Rice Krispie?
Yeah, it's
Nestle.
crispy, like a crispy
Yeah.
Nestle.
Oh, you want one stick?
Like a Mr. Crunch.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I like them. You know, the highest price.
And they were all.
That's
all
because
night.
it's
Yeah, they're good.
They donated all night.
Man, I like those too, but my money gets plenty.
No, there's no cost.
I'm talking about when you pick them up at the store.
Yeah,
That's
and
how I
that's
know
the little
about it.
lady sitting next to me. She said, "Yeah, I got you another one." She's like, she said, "Yeah, these are expensive." She said,
They are they're very good too. Very
"We
good.
got two in the freezer right now."
Oh, you shouldn't have told Al. You won't when he leaves.
I'm gonna raid. Somebody broke in and stole your ice cream.
Yeah.
I don't know who did it. I seen somebody run through, but I don't know.
Yeah, that's
Lennis might have to tackle Mel.
We got Haagen-Dazs too.
Oh yeah. Well, if it's two of them, then hey.
There's two you can't share.
It's two of them, two of us. Guess what? No man.
Like I said, we ate well. That was a really good event. Everything was so good.
It just lifts you, you know,
Yeah.
when you go to something, anything that you go to and you enjoy, yeah, but when it's something that benefits, you know, the community that you particularly have a heart for, it's even better. It's just like a bonus.
But so, and then there's a reason I bring that up as well. Or I don't know if we should wait till after the break. We're supposed to go to another break, or should we just keep talking?
Shut up. Go ahead.
All right. Okay. So what I like, Jules, it helped me to really see that, yeah, that's what a leader is. Meaning the leadership qualities that I was looking for.
Oh, that's a good segue into our next segment. Wow.
Man, everybody else throwing rocks, she brought a razor.
Yeah.
She just dropped that soup.
Well, I'm just being real. That's what a leader is. When you see someone humble like him, he's talking to everyone. He made sure we were at home. And
The mayor or the member that you
Councilman,
go with?
vice
vice mayor
Both.
and the mayor.
Okay.
And so mostly, you know, Carlton, who took us to that. Carlton Jones, so he's the vice mayor.
Okay, okay.
But, you know, he was just a regular Gene Tricia, like, hey, I'm just, you know, I'm working the crowd. I'm also got things to do here, but I want to make sure I introduce you all. He took the time now. To, even though he was busy, I mean, busy.
The heart of the
Time
servant.
out to say, you know, I'm here to serve, but I also want to make sure you guys are taken.
Okay, so now I'm mad.
You should be. There's free ticket. Put it away.
How do you know where I was going? Because that was exactly what I was going to say. So I went and invited you. I said, you know,
Sure can. The
Cause
lady
you
part-
were where you're supposed to be on
The
Friday.
lady, but yeah.
Oh, that doesn't matter.
If you
Okay,
would.
moving right along, let's change something.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, so that's important because when we're talking about leadership and asking the community to have buy-in to, when we do, after our next break, I wanna go over that community list that we got from Pacheco's office.
Oh,
Because we have to start there. That means we need to start adding ourselves to these different committees so that we have a presence and so that there can be change.
and people need to understand the importance of those committees.
Right.
Because most folks have not made the connection
That's
in our community.
right.
And basically, because they're vacant, other folks haven't made the connection either.
Right.
So this is an opportunity for us to be ahead of the curve rather than being reactive to something that, we're trying to change that we should have been in the front of. So yeah, I'm that's going to be real interesting to get that list and start doing some experimenting with it.
And it was, I think it bothered me.
Beyond Jewel,
Well, you know what?
because we already got her locked in. Okay, so go ahead.
Well, yeah, Jewel and also Katina.
Oh,
Oh, didn't you? Oh, okay, so we got two. All right, okay.
And there will be, cumulatively, there'll be 3.
That is.
So, and that's what it takes, is just educating people like, hey, this is what this committee does, this is what this commission does. You can influence or help with this, okay? People just needed to know.
Especially when you
That's all
can,
it was.
put it in line with what you're already doing in your day-to-day.
That's
If
right.
it can connect up some way with that, man, that makes it a lot easier for you. Because what is that old saying? If you're doing something you like, you'll never work a day in your life.
Mhm.
So,
I have to admit, I have to give it up, And if we can start to get people to understand how to make change in our local communities. I mean, okay, I'm a little bit disappointed that our current leaders haven't done so, haven't said, hey, let's get folks educated on these committees. So that they can insist on do change. We do all this protesting, which is great now, and we do all this, we hoop and hollering after things have happened, but we need to create the change before that happens.
yeah, we do.
Before it gets to that point. That's the problem.
exactly.
That's what we're missing the boat on.
But I'm convinced that we expected too much in the first place from folks who had no history of servitude.
Maybe.
They're involved, but not as servants.
Right.
A true servant is willing to go that extra mile. They will spend the extra time to make things happen. And in the Black community in particular, you have an extraordinary job because you have to fill in for folks who have dropped the ball for generations, who for decades they haven't done in terms of putting together a complete team to help move the whole community forward. And we don't have the kind of capital in our community that we can, Company A can put somebody on loan to a community organization or a community group to help move that community forward. Whereas when you look at other communities, the Armenian community, the Jewish community, everybody else who has access to major capital in terms of employment or goods and services, they are able to put someone on their staff, in a lot of cases, to pay their salary while they work this out on the other side to help the community move forward. And that's not we don't have that luxury. So it's an increasing battle on our leadership when we have somebody that's elected as an African American to wear those kinds of hats, to burn the midnight oil, to develop the kinds of teams that give us the help we need. And it takes a lot of time to do it because there's so many people that play so many games, you get frustrated, but you don't have the luxury of giving up.
Yeah.
You have to keep going through and going through and going through till you find the right combination of folks that truly are committed to community, and then utilizing the folks who went before us who do have some understanding of how things work and planning and those kinds of things. You want to put those people in your kitchen cabinet so that when you do bring those other folks in, you have a guide. Somebody can help put the blueprint together so that you can move your community. And so many times, folks who get in positions of leadership get jealous. And they don't want to share, well, I'm the person now, so I'm going to do it my way. Hey, but you haven't been here before. How are you going to do it your way? And you're just figuring out in the first 3 years of you're here, how to go to the bathroom. Where is it located? Now you know where the second bathroom is in the back of them, but you can't do it on your own, is all I'm trying to say. You need to utilize the folks who have been there before, who have done it, and who are committed to your community. And you can find them, you need to look. people read you. I remember I was at an affair at City College some years ago. Dr. Candy had put together with Dr. Daphne, is that was his name?
Daphne?
Yeah, he was there. So they pulled a bunch of African American folks together talking about education and planning a strategy that we were trying to pursue. And Mary Curry was there. Ms. Mary Curry, who's been a longtime activist in our community for a number of years. She made a statement that, and I know it wasn't her originally, someone else, it came from someone else, but I always attribute it to her because it makes so much sense to me. She said, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And man, that just stuck with me. Wow, that does make sense.
That's good.
There's a lot of smart people, but they don't care. But the ones that care, people recognize. They pick up, they can feel you. They know that you're not just running, you know, unless you're real good. And I know some guys that are real good, and you will believe that they're really out for you. But they're really not. They got their own game going. But they're so good at convincing you that it's not that way.
Well, but actions speak louder than words. So they can only convince you so long unless they're doing things that are actually, and you know, in that case, I don't care if you're fooling me as long as you do the
But
work.
they're not, the things they're doing are not, they're not sustainable.
Well, yeah, see, they're
They're
not
just
gonna
doing
last.
smoke and mirrors. You're looking at that and you're feeling their point and they're talking that good game. And you're, yeah, this, and then you look for them several months later, man, they're on the East Coast.
Yeah,
They're gone.
but
and
at
the
least they
money
don't
don't
last
work.
long. They don't last long.
At least they don't matter.
Yeah, but the money goes with them though sometimes. That's the problem. But see, again, you know, you get the right stop gaps, fail safes in place, and the money won't be going with them.
True.
So,
But that again
but
comes
I love
back
that saying.
right back to where I started. Communication is the key.
Communication
When you
is
can
the key.
communicate with your community and you all hear it at the same time, you don't get a chance. It's very difficult to hoodwink you because
Yeah.
everybody heard it.
That's
You
right.
know, so in our case, we don't have it. We don't have and until the Omni Network came to existence, it's been years since we had a regular radio program, not since the days of Woody Miller, where it was on every day, 7 days a week, where people knew where to go get their news.
Yeah.
So now, it's time for us to bring that back again and really build it even greater than they did with KLIV, because they were just simply around the Fresno area. We're able to go worldwide, but it's
At least valley-wide.
that's what I'm looking at.
To begin.
I don't care about it. I just want to do the valley. Oh, you got to go around the world if you want to.
It's valley.
It's safe.
Focus on valley culture.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say that is because, again,
Yeah.
Susan Taylor Meredith said, it is a shame the people in Central Valley don't know what's happening to people in LA. People in LA don't know what's going on with people in Northern California. We know what's happening.
But they can plug in. I just want to develop this
That's
in
what
the
I'm
middle here, and then they can
So
look
my
over and
point-
see what's
that's
going
my
on, and
point.
they can look in and see what's
As
going on.
Central Valley Network, though,
Yeah.
what I'm saying is, we go from Merced to Bakersfield.
Yeah.
That's our footprint, that's our platform.
Yeah.
So if you go to
I
Omni
like that.
Network, you can see that it's
Yeah.
that's where we're going. But anyone can tune in, because the fact that we have other entertainment, that's not just valley-wide, it's entertainment in general, it's really for everybody.
So let me ask you this. Have you convinced Mr. Lennox Najee that he needs to do a radio program of music of the 70s? Because I've heard some of his stuff on his phone that he records, and when he comes to the cafe, man, everybody stops. I was here one evening when we had something going, and there were some folks that came in while he was playing the music, and they couldn't concentrate on the conversation they were having because they were in the toe tapping and then talking about
I
flashback.
have to agree with you, because there was a song on there that I hated, and everybody in this cafe liked it, and didn't want to change it.
You almost had to mute me on Friday.
So I want to change the song.
Oh, oh.
Like, I was like, oh,
He knows how to select music that reaches the crowd of folks who are other should be the stable ones in our community. They come up and they've had all of the, but now they're the stable ones, and they're really in a position to really help financially if they know where to tune in, where to plug in, if you will.
Right.
And part of music is a way to get them to plug in, because that's what they can go to, and it's better than them mixing their own. You guys, Lennox is quite a DJ. He knows how to put it together to make you stop. Yeah, he's good at it. So hopefully, as we move forward, you'll be able to tune into his channel on the network and hear his stuff, and it's going 24
And Kevin
hours.
also, Kevin's gonna be having some stuff.
Mhm.
He's recorded, he's just been very, Kevin, it's called Shake.
Yeah.
Kevin Shakur.
Yeah.
He's helping us.
But see, he likes interviewing all of the
Yeah.
young rappers and all that, but that's all good. I'm
Not just the rappers, he likes the old school folks.
Well, that's the ones I want to hear. That's the one I want to hear.
That's what he said.
That's the one I
He
want to
stays
hear.
away from all the rappers, it's just the opposite.
Well, I'm seeing him talking to some of them, so he has the ability
He
to
can do
go.
both.
Yeah.
But it's
so-
hard, he says, with the old timers, that people need to know more about.
Okay, well then come on with it. Let's
Come
get,
on,
let's
Kev.
get, yeah.
Kev, shake.
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting to hear. But I know music is a magnet. It'll draw folks.
Mhm.
And what I like about this style, this way of doing the music is, if you listen to any of the local radio stations in the valley, and you listen to their oldies, if you will, it is never consistent with what we heard back in the 70s.
Mhm.
They'll give you some of that, but they'll mix in some stuff from
The 90s, and that's not even oldies.
or not even that, or not even from the blues or the soul set. They'll
Yeah,
give you some Latin stuff and some stuff that, you know, everybody want to piggyback on our stuff. Get your own. Let us do what he does. Let him do what he do and watch and see what happens to folks tuning in to listen on Friday evenings when they're getting off work and they're coming by the cafe oh yeah, let me go by here and see what they're doing this evening. Anyway,
Anyway,
do
what,
I talk too much or what?
No.
That's-
he's just excited because on the Army Network, we don't have any restrictions. Please let him go.
Do you think I'm so you're saying I'm not trying to choose my words so selectively now? Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying.
You can be fully expressive.
I'm even more relaxed, you know, I'm not stressed out.
Yeah.
But I like to hear Jewel talk because she's so, you know, the last week that she was here, it was like she capsulized everything we said and made it as if, you know, ready, as if we're getting ready to sign off. And she just put everything together and said, okay, now thank you very much for listening and good night all. Now that wasn't what she said, but that's how I felt when she started talking about pulling everything that we were
And we
saying.
haven't finished what she was saying, because we didn't really get to, I mean, remember you were just, you
Mhm.
girl, you were just, you were having a service.
Oh,
There
yeah,
was
she
a
was great.
service going
Yeah,
on. You were mentioning.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember what I did day before yesterday. So I remember yesterday because I had brunch.
Mm.
You know, maybe at the break, I can find out all about this brunch. And she gets so delicately
Yeah,
talking about
yeah.
this
You take
brunch.
some time to make you say just that word.
Brunch. Trust me, who, where, why, until she trusts that when we go to commercial that the mics are off, maybe we'll never find out. So we're gonna go to a brief break, and when we come back, are we gonna get, were there some local items that we wanted to address and we wanted to talk about?
I don't know about local.
No, what were the items? I don't know what they were. You guys over here.
Yeah,
talking-
we were looking at national. We were looking at the Oregon shooter.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
let's talk about that.
Yeah.
So after we get back, we are gonna talk about the terrible massacre that happened in Oregon.
And we're gonna talk about all these terrible shootings right here in Fresno.
Yes, because we talked about it.
Family members getting shot. Man, there's some serious stuff going on.
Okay, so let's talk about that
Let
first.
me talk about that too, because I recognize something. Go ahead. We'll talk after the break.
You're watching Valley Black Talk Radio, listening to us live. We'll be right back.
Markers, pastels,
Commercial
watercolors,
should be
even
studied.
crayons to color a piece that's one of a kind.
Have fun and lose yourself while you create your own
Oh, I have to be careful.
Right.
and so much more.
Because I told someone I was so.
The African American Museum presents Mississippi Freedom Summer 1964, a visual and performing arts extravaganza. Come and join us at Art Hop this Thursday, October 1st, or the closing ceremony Thursday, October 17th, located at 1857 Fulton Street in Fresno. Join us at the Homecoming Weekend Sunday Brunch to fight against cancer, October 11th at Toledo's Mexican Restaurant. The fundraiser is for Steve Shelley, who is currently in that fight to win. Toledo's Restaurant is located off of 367 East Shaw Avenue, the corner of Shaw and Fresno Streets, 11:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. Hey Fresno, we had a 25% reduction in water for the month of September, but we've got some work to do because we are still facing $10,000 in fines. Let's get to that 28% that the governor wants us to get to and that we want to get to by honoring this watering schedule. No watering on Mondays, Thursdays, and Fridays. Odd number addresses are on Tuesdays and Saturdays. Even numbered addresses are on Wednesdays and Sundays. No watering between 6 a.m. and 7 p.m. Let's make it a happy place for us. This message has been brought to you by the City of Fresno.
Busy? Feel like you're always working? Just need to relax? Introducing Colorama, the beautiful coloring book that helps you relax while creating something wonderful. Unwind after work and let all the stress of your day melt away. With Colorama, there's no right or wrong way to do it. You get over 100 gorgeous designs. Each design is printed on one-sided acid-free paper so you can frame your beautiful new artwork or give it as a gift. Use colored pencils, markers, pastels, watercolors, even crayons to color a piece that's one of a kind. Have fun and lose yourself while you create your own secret garden, mystical circles, paisleys, stained glass designs, and so much more.
I look forward to jumping into bed with the Colorama book and just melt away the stress of the day.
It's really fun and it's relaxing, and for the first time in my life, I feel like I'm an artist.
This is a giant collection of over 100 exclusive designs to treasure. The Colorama coloring book is only $12.99 and not available in any store. And if you call right now, we'll send you an absolutely free Pocket Colorama, your on-the-go coloring companion. And to make your Colorama collection complete, you'll also get our deluxe 2-in-1 colored pencils. These 12 professional quality colors are perfect for creating your masterpieces. Yours free too. And find out about our incredibly low price on our deluxe 51-piece color kit. From watercolors to markers, it contains everything you need. Get Colorama, the Pocket Colorama, the 12-color pencil set, and exclusive pricing on our 51-piece color kit for only $12.99. Order now.
Call 1-800-832-0490 to get your special offer Colorama coloring book. Call now or go to coloramabooks.com. So call 1-800-832-0490. That's 1-800-832-0490. This offer is not available in any store. Call now.
The following is a paid presentation for Body Beast, the fast, proven way to build muscle, shed fat, and sculpt your best body faster than you ever thought possible. Brought to you by Beachbody.
This is real as it gets. We're gonna learn, we're gonna sweat, we're gonna have fun, and we're gonna see results.
Before Body Beast, I was just soft and chunky and pudgy, and this is the after result.
It's gonna be amazing. Come on, you can do this.
Body Beast has completely transformed my body. Swimsuit season is here, and I've never been more ready.
I was invisible before Body Beast, but now it's crazy all the attention I get.
This is it. Are you ready? You're doing good. Go, go, go.
I actually have a chest now. I don't have a little bird cage. I have a chest.
Booyah!
Introducing Body Beast, the fat-burning, muscle-defining weight training program proven to take you from regular Joe to jacked and from mommy to hottie in just 90 body shredding days.
This program is the real deal. If you knew me a while ago and you see me today, you'd be like, man, what are you doing? I'm doing Body Beast.
I decided to try Body Beast because I was looking for something different. I wanted to lose weight at the same time gain muscle. It's easy.
Are we back?
Live.
Oh my goodness.
My name is Julia Delaney.
Yes, it is.
Sanders.
It's all of that.
Julia
Julia
Smith.
She's the one that did it and tried to get away with it.
Whatever. I like these raisins. Thank you. So,
You're not too fun to Google, son.
I love these raisins. It is October 4th, 2015. It's a Reuben Hollywood, a local shooting that was happening.
Yes, tragedy. Oh man, this past week has been really something. There were two young men that were killed. Yeah, two brothers that were killed, and the gentleman that admitted to shooting them.
In Fresno, California.
Yes, and I hadn't heard the entire story from him, but evidently there's something really big. Something went on because. The next day, there was another shooting at a visual they were holding there, and another one of his family members was shot. So it had to be someone who knew.
It's retaliation.
I don't know.
Well, and the third brother was shot last year sometime. So the
4
two
months
that
ago.
were most recently, I was in the, okay.
About 4
So
months.
we're talking 3 young men in the same family, and
Right.
then the
A young
vigil
girl.
shooting was
Their sister.
their sister.
Yeah. Man, this is really,
But it sounds like retaliation, right?
it sounds like more than that. It sounds like somebody's trying to wipe out a family.
And the 14-year-old, who apparently is not any relation to them.
I don't know. But I was in the neighborhood, folks I was talking to about what do we need in our community, if you could choose 3 things. And I noticed that I had this kind of uneasy feeling a bit when I was talking. I know these folks, but it just something, it was, you know, I just didn't, someone mentioned about the shooting and someone just cut them off.
What do you mean? They were in the middle of talking and they cut
They
off?
were gonna make a comment about the shooting, and someone was in that crowd there, just cut them off, just cut into the conversation, and they knew from the way they cut them off that, you know, it wasn't.
Don't go there.
Yeah, and you know, I was the only stranger there, so hey, I'm
Does
assuming.
this kind of
that-
remind you of the Potts place, the Young Brothers? You know, is it like that?
No, not like that. No, I think this had more to do with maybe someone in that particular group having a better knowledge, more knowledge about the situation than most folks would on an average, you know, an average conversation in the community. You know, a car pulled up and a couple people got out, and the conversation that I was holding, 2 of the members moved over and joined that conversation. So, just, I don't know, it just, these times we live in now, boy, the lives have no value, I guess, or maybe people perceive that they don't have value, and they just do things that, you know, you kill my dog, I'll just kill 2 of your cats. That's simple. I mean, you know, they look at life in that manner. You know?
Oh, and where are they getting the guns? I'm just saying.
Well, what's your point on the guns? Because I heard the president speaking the other day about the guns, and I also heard the other side of that argument, which I didn't think made a lot of sense. But let me hear what you had to say. Where they get the guns? What?
You know, it's not like our community can go and supply the guns, manufacture the guns, but somehow it gets into our community and the guns are bought illegally.
Just like drugs.
Right.
We don't own any helicopters.
So your point is what? That's true. You can find that true in anything that you know that's out there. We don't.
No, I'm just talking about our community.
So what are you
Because
talking
we
about?
kill each other off with
I'm
guns
talking
that we
about our
can
community
manufacture or buy.
Yeah,
That
but we get access to them.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
You
why
don't
is
get
it so
access to
plentiful?
them.
Why is it
Yeah,
so, yeah, yeah.
It's in our community. And this is the only way to kill us off at this point.
Oh, so you're thinking a conspiracy? That's what you're saying.
No, not necessarily. It's just a commercial
This is
enterprise.
real.
It's like drugs.
What's that guy's name, Liz? Oh God, the one that came and spoke, and the Sumner sisters brought him to speak, and he talked about the drugs that were infiltrated into the community.
Yes.
What is it, Rick Ross? Yeah.
Oh.
That's
Okay.
real. What Rick Ross talked
Okay.
about was real.
So connect up with the guns. Connect that conversation.
Connected, we're here. We're at that point now. So we kill each other off. Young people are killing each other off, and they're using that. So the emotions, that's how they're taking out emotions. They're not taking out in sports. There's not the jobs out there. So they're either making the money from however they have to, that they're used to making money, and we're killing each other off. And we,
So think it to the
ain't
national.
no conspiracy though.
No, I don't, conspiracy, you know, no, because it's just a commercial enterprise. I'm gonna sell guns where I can sell them and make money. The point is, we're not the ones who
We're
are
not the
going
ones
and getting
supplying
them and bringing them in. Right, we, you know, I have to say though, because
It's
again,
only
every
certain
time this
communities,
happens.
though, minority communities, lots of minority communities. You don't see that happen in suburban.
Well, no, there's guns everywhere.
Suburban, but they don't sell them in suburban neighborhoods. Suburban neighborhoods are either going to our whole block might have guns, but they all got them they got them legally, meaning they went into a gun shop or they go to the range.
Well, they buy them out of trunks at gun shows. But my issue with the guns.
But they're registered, is what I'm saying. The
Not if
folks
they
that
buy
are
them out
blocked
of
are
trunk.
registered. No.
Oh, you said the ones
that aren't like the suburban neighborhoods where we live. People are registered with these guns.
I agree. Yeah, no, I agree.
And where the guns are
The
being-
hunting neighborhood, the areas, you know,
What you
like
trying to
this.
say? Don't nobody in my neighborhood have registered guns? Don't you trying to say?
Exactly what I'm saying. I'm
Well, I
saying
think
there
you
are
are.
members that, no, these kids do not have a registered
I'm
gun.
not
You kidding me?
talking, well, there's
That's
kids
what I'm
out
talking
there
about.
that have, in your neighborhood that don't have
They're
registered
registered.
guns. Not all
A
of them.
lot of them go to the shooting
No,
range.
they know.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, well, not all of them,
Not all of them.
but it's not gonna be all, but the majority, right?
Majority. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, the guns are supplied, like, particularly in our neighborhoods, and this is by tradition, that are either minority or poor on the other side of the track, and purposely done to supply that.
I don't know if that's the right word.
It's the right.
But I don't think it matters. That's
It's the
what I
right
mean.
word.
I mean, it matters in that, yes, our community is being flooded. What doesn't matter though,
They're not
the
giving
thing that
them.
bothers me
It's
about it,
selling.
You missed the point. Selling or giving, whatever you want to say. give
they're not
back.
trying to stop the flow
Right.
into our
That's what
community.
I'm saying.
They're increasing it, they're making it as easy to get it done as possible. But to me,
How do
the
you not believe
problem
that?
is
Are you
not.
so outdated you don't understand that?
Must be, or must ain't gonna sound right.
Must say.
You're right. I'm not saying it don't sound right.
Yeah,
Absolutely
right.
right.
But here's what, the point I was trying to make is, guns are made available perhaps more readily to the African American young people, but they're not giving them to them. They're simply selling them to them at a higher
Okay,
rate.
let's get past the semantics.
Yeah,
I'm
just
saying the
however they
exact
get
same
them.
thing you are.
Yeah,
I'm
however
saying the
they
exact same thing you are. My point is, whether they're bought or whether they're given, they are still in masses in our communities, giving these young people to do what is happening now. To do what is happening now and taking the emotion out, because you gotta think a young person.
So how come the kids across town aren't doing the same thing? Because they got the same guns.
Now you get to my point, which is, however they're getting them, the thing that is more alarming to me is that we are bereft enough of,
Too big a word.
we
don't know
are
what
so
to do.
lacking, we are so lacking in self-awareness, self-respect, self-worth, so lacking that because that kid looked at me funny and called me a name, he deserves to die.
That's what I'm
And
saying.
that's on
They're
us.
not emotionally ready to be able to handle that experience when they use it for violence.
But you know,
you can't
emotionally
blame
ready.
the guy that's selling them.
Oh, yes, you can.
Because he's making money. He's in it for the business
Who do you
aspect
think
of
is
it.
making money?
The guy that's selling it is making money to these youngsters. He knows what they're gonna
And
do
you're
with them.
okay.
He
So
couldn't
when
care
Rick
less.
Ross is
He
telling you,
can make.
when Rick Ross is telling you the government's selling guns to the young people in the community, you're okay with
The
that?
government is selling them?
Well, when you're talking about CIA and you're talking about agents that you're talking about.
If it's David Duke, you're okay with that because it's just a commercial enterprise.
See, here's what it is.
Do you know, wait, do you know who Rick Ross is?
No.
That's the problem. You're outdated. You are now being outdated because Rick Ross is saying this happened to him. He's saying, look, I was a point of contact. He's saying, yes, they gave you the drugs to do this, they gave you the drugs to do this.
Drugs.
And guns.
And you need guns to protect your drugs.
No, well, look at Rick Ross's story.
Okay.
Watch the documentary.
Let's wait. Answer this for me. You just said that he was the conduit to bring drugs into the black community.
And guns.
He needed the guns to protect his interests.
No, that's not why they're giving it to Rick Ross.
Really?
Yes, you're right. Why don't you look at his story and you know he has better.
Well, logic tells me if I got something that I know somebody's going to be wanting to steal from me, if I get it and they know I have it, I need something to protect myself, to keep them back. So I need some guns.
Okay.
So he's going to get some guns too.
But not the reason he's saying that.
Drugs or guns, we are our own worst enemy. And that's all I'm saying. It's the, who is it that is raising these kids that have so little value for life? It ain't the other side, right? Because we raise our own kids, the ones that don't get taken away and put into foster care. Who is responsible for raising these kids? And what is it that we are doing that is raising killers?
Let me give you my point of view of why that is. And you go back probably to the late 70s and starting in the early 80s, when there was no more allowance from people who were in authority for corporal punishment for parents putting on the behinds of their children what they knew had worked for generations to keep them out of trouble. When they started saying, if your parent spanks you, or if you don't think your parent, you call the police, call 911, and we'll come out and we'll do something to them. That put the fear of God in so many parents to stop them from using what they knew worked for raising their children to the point of.
I disagree.
Freeway Rick Ross, that's his name.
Yeah.
Drug trafficking gang was between the mid-'80s. He established that in Los Angeles early in the
I see the time correlation coming all together with what I said was what he's talking about during that same period of time.
Black parents have never stopped whipping on their kids, okay? You say with corporal punishment, that's what I'm saying. What do they say? Go ahead and call the people. I'm gonna whip you till they get here. And you know what? When they get here, you go ahead and go with them.
Prior to the middle-70s, you're right.
They say
After
that right now,
middle-70s,
today.
Very good.
Let me tell you what the problem is.
Very good.
The problem is, sit your black ass down. Shut your black ass up. That's the problem. We talk to our kids worse than we talk to.
Of course. Who's doing that? The
Black
ones
folks.
that changed the rule, the kids that came after the rule changed, they're the ones that talking to the kids like that now. When you go prior to the 70s, that was not the case.
Well, that could be. That could be. But prior to the 70s, after the 70s.
I don't agree with
The reason we have a problem today is because we don't teach our children, we whip them. And here's what happens. When we still, in my opinion, we still whip them. Whether they're gonna call the folks or not, we still whip. And what happens is, when you whip a child, you train them to behave when you are around. And when you are not around, and there is no chance of immediate punishment, they act a fool. Because they have not been, what do we say? Because I said so. Instead of, and I'm not talking about, well, Johnny, you need to sit down because, I'm not talking about, I'm just saying, we don't use our words at all. And as a result, our children do not process information in a way that is effective, in a way that is healthy. They don't feel good about themselves. That's why life is so cheap. We have to change something in us. It's not outside of us, it's inside.
My sister, as my dear sister, as the minister.
Go ahead and tell me
out.
My mother, when she chastised me, there were times when she would sit me down and explain to me why I was getting ready to get old. But there were other times when she said do something, it was because I said so. No explanation, because I said so. So, I think the difference to me is when parents were not allowed to raise the children in the way that they felt worked on them and their parents and their parents. Now we have to listen to what somebody who has never raised a child, ain't even had a child, making the rules, telling them that you need to see, your kid needs to see a psychologist or a psychiatrist because they have attention deficit disorder. When a lot of times they just need a good switch. And he was straightened up. But when you've got a chance that you going to jail as a parent, that's my mindset. Go ahead and read what you're going to read, because I know you got to be right at the end of the day, because you already said that. You always want to win. So go ahead and win this round.
When did I say that? I said that at the break. I said that. Must be out.
Yeah, everybody, we want a drum roll? We want to hear what you got to say about it.
I was just talking about the Rick Ross, that's all. I was trying to get the point across to you, where it's documented. We're talking about the Central Intelligence Agency. It's been over $806,000.
I believe all of that. Wholeheartedly believe that that's what they did.
Okay.
But I think we're talking about two separate issues, though. I wasn't talking about the fact that kids are killing one another now because there's so many guns. I was talking about the premise of what happened to make that possible now. And my belief is that when they changed the laws to not allow parents to punish their kids in a manner that they felt was most effective for them, which is what was in that good book that they all told you to read, to tell you that if you spare the rod, you'll spoil the child. And it also said, beat them, they will not die. A child left to his own will bring his mother to shame. All of them things they raised us on, except when it got to the mid-70s. Then all of a sudden, when you strike your child, you're teaching them how to be violent. Man, please. Oh no. When she put on me and told me, hey, look, don't do this, because if you do this, I'm going to do this to you. Oh, that was enough for me. Okay, because I knew how she knew how to put it on me. And so I didn't want that. And what she would do to remind me of that, I would lean with those webs on the back of my leg. That was to remind us not to do what you did before, because you see that right there? Yeah, that's why you got that. So I strongly disagree with the fact that the system says you cannot raise your children that way. Now, I do know that there were some abuses but those you knew. You could identify the folks that were crazy, that were, just physically abusing their kids. And there was a lot of difference that you could tell. I mean,
I don't think so.
Oh, I can tell.
No, I got relatives now who I think are physically, to me, and I'm no namby-pamby, make no mistake. But no. Was your family intact?
Yeah.
Both parents in the household?
Mm-hmm. I got some others that didn't.
No, and I don't think it's ever any, I know for a fact, we know sociologically speaking, it's never any one thing. So perhaps some people being concerned about the child abuse laws was a factor.
Yes.
But I also think
we
didn't have the rates of teenage pregnancy that we have now. We didn't have the rates of single parenthood that we have now. We didn't have the rates of joblessness that we have now. All of those things, to me, are, largely things that we need to solve.
1975 and on is what you're talking about. You go 75 back, not the same situation.
I wouldn't disagree with that, but my point is the same, and it is, we have more control than we exert. And these things don't just happen to us. It's not just, society and Mr. Charlie with his foot on my neck. If you are, see, here's the thing. When you have these uncomfortable conversations, people get upset and they get insulted. If you had a child out of wedlock, I didn't make this up. It's not my rule. You have, and I don't know what the statistics are, you go look them up. You have a much greater chance of living in poverty. You have a much greater chance of your child not completing high school. You have a much greater chance of your child growing up to have spotty or non-existent employment. I didn't make that up. And those are things we can control. But, I never forget. We think these, I don't know, games, or they're cute, or it's just something that happens. This friend who got pregnant outside of marriage, purposely, basically. I mean, she's a grown woman. Everybody, she wasn't no 24-year-old. Even that is old enough, but she was older. And on her baby shower cake, and I'll tell you, that's the last baby shower I went to for a child out of wedlock. I don't do it anymore, but that's another story. Her baby shower cake, 10 toes up and 10 toes down. That's what you get for fooling around. Is that funny? What? Is that funny when your child is going to end up in jail? Is that funny when your child is going to end up dead on the side of the street? That's not funny to me. We have sunk so low. Why was that on the cake, though? She thought it was cute and clever. Like getting pregnant by somebody who was already somebody else's, who can't provide a stable, intact family for your child. A lot of our problems, we could solve them ourselves, but we don't want to have those conversations. And when, I don't think Bill Cosby was a great person to be preaching to others in the first place. Forget about everything that has happened with him since. Yeah, I don't think he was, but I don't, or Juan Williams, I don't like him either. I think what they said was mean-spirited, the way it was delivered was mean-spirited and self-righteous. But the essence of what they were saying, in terms of pull your pants up, act like you matter, that is the truth. And we don't like it, so we don't pay any attention to it. And then when our children are lying dead on the street, we say, what a horrible society. We have a responsibility in this. It's not just something happening to us or foisted upon us. That's my feeling.
If you see me looking down, I'm not being rude. I just realized people can't call in because we don't have the call-in number, so I'm trying to log in so that they can call in.
Well, I'm not sure they should now. I'm about to get cussed out, but.
Maybe not. And it's, again, you're working on the bugs, and I just thought about it. How are people calling? We're just sitting here talking. It's a live show, but people can actually.
Yeah, we want people to call in.
So maybe, after the break, I'll be able to do that, but we still have 2 more minutes before the break.
Yeah. So that, I really think a lot of this stuff we could solve. And it breaks my heart when I hear about young people dying this way. And, and equally about young people being put in prison for, he's 18 and he murdered somebody and now he's in prison for the rest of his life. That's terrible. But we have control over that, and we're not exerting the control.
Wow, man, sad situation. But again, I go back to what I said. Prior to 75, there were less situations of teenage pregnancy that didn't have family support. If a young lady got pregnant prior to 1975 or in that general era, that family gathered around and said, look, we're going to make sure we take care of this child. After the 75, it came to the place where the system says, let's fix it so you can live independently. Let's get you some Section 8 housing, and let's get you in an area where you're going to be comfortable living at that minimum wage level or no wage level in terms of getting support from this county or from the state, so that you won't have any ambition or any drive, so that you'll just be comfortable in that location of your life right there, and then we'll move on from there. And oh, by the way, your children that you're going to have, we're going to create jobs for our kids. So we're going to build some prisons, because we know you're not going to make them go to school, because why should you? You got everything that you need right here, and you're feeding them the cereal and all that stuff.
And you can't if you're working 2 jobs.
Well, if you're working 2 jobs. If you're working 2 jobs, but we're not dumb people either. We figure out a way where we can have another kid and get more money. Now we don't have to work. We can stay home and then
actually, that is a dumb person, frankly.
Well, it may be, but in terms of working the system, they figured out how to master the system. And then Johnny, who says, "Wow, she got a check, and she got 2 kids, and she got her own place. Let me see if I can sweet talk her and see if she can let me come over and stay with her. We might go to break too much."
No.
I'm thinking about all of the young men who you see with the pants sagging, and we've had this conversation before. I blame young women for a lot of what we see in terms of young men looking like they look. Because if a woman says, "Look, I don't want a guy that looks the way you look. I want somebody that my kid can be, will be a role model for my kid," I guarantee you, if they stick together, and that's the hardest part for women to do, but if they were to stick together and say, "This is the standard I'm looking for," guarantee you guys would change. Because not all guys are gay. Believe it or not. And
it's only like 3% of the population. It's actually they're very vocal.
Yeah.
It's very small. Well, you can take it a step further. Frankly, I do too. I blame women. If they said, "No, you don't get it till you put a ring on it," wouldn't be all these babies running around here without an intact family. I don't want to say blame. Again, we have power that we do not properly exert. If young women said no, we wouldn't have them. But why are they not saying no? Because they've been yelled at and not taught all their lives, and you think somebody might spend a minute and pretend like he cares about you, you go after it. That's stuff we could control, and we don't.
I guess that's where we're aiming to go on to a break. So that's the beauty of being able to have a bit of leeway. on our online, on Me Network.
Oh, she get the last word.
Yes,
You couldn't
exactly.
do it on my turn. You gotta let her. Oh, okay.
Well, I don't get the last word because you just spoke. Now say something else.
That was Black Talk Radio. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. Oh I was totally like tuned out.
Presents Mississippi Freedom Summer 1964, a visual and performing arts extravaganza. Come and join us at Art Hop this Thursday, October 1st, or the closing ceremony Thursday, October 17th, located at 18 Brunch to fight against cancer. October 11th at Toledo's Mexican Restaurant. The fundraiser is for Steve Shelley, who is currently in that fight to win. Toledo's Restaurant is located off of 367 East Shaw Avenue, the corner of Shaw and Fresno Streets, 11:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. Hey Fresno, we had a 25% reduction in water for the month of September, but we've got some work to do because we are still facing $10,000 in fines. Let's get to that 28% that the governor wants us to get to and that we want to get to by honoring this watering schedule. No watering on Mondays, Thursdays, and Fridays. Odd number addresses are on Tuesdays and Saturdays. Even numbered addresses are on Wednesdays and Sundays. No watering between 6 a.m. and 7 p.m. Let's make it a happy place for us. This message has been brought to you by the City of Fresno.
Stressed? Busy? Feel like you're always working? Just need to relax? Introducing Colorama, the beautiful coloring book that helps you relax while creating something wonderful. Unwind after work and let all the stress of your day melt away. With Colorama, there's no right or wrong way to do it. You get over 100 gorgeous designs. Each design is printed on one-sided, acid-free paper so you can frame your beautiful new artwork or give it as a gift. Use colored pencils, markers, pastels, watercolors, even crayons to color a piece that's one of a kind. Have fun and lose yourself while you create your own secret garden, mystical circles, paisleys, stained glass designs, and so much more.
I look forward to jumping into bed with the Colorama book and just melt away the stress of the day.
It's really fun and it's relaxing, and for the first time in my life, I feel like I'm an artist.
This is a giant collection of over 100 exclusive designs to treasure. The Colorama coloring book is only $12.99 and not available in any store. And if you call right now, we'll send you an absolutely free Pocket Colorama, your on-the-go coloring companion. And to make your Colorama collection complete, you'll also get our deluxe 2-in-1 colored pencils. These 12 professional quality colors are perfect for creating your masterpieces. Yours free too. And find out about our incredibly low price on our deluxe 51-piece color kit. From watercolors to markers, it contains everything you need. Get Colorama, the Pocket Colorama, the 12-color pencil set, and exclusive pricing on our 51-piece color kit for only $12.99. Order now.
Call 1-800-832-0490 to get your special offer Colorama coloring book. Call now or go to coloramabooks.com. So call 1-800-832-0490. That's 1-800-832-0490. This offer is not available in any store. Call now.
The following is a paid presentation for Body Beast, the fast, proven way to build muscle, shed fat, and sculpt your best body faster than you ever thought possible. Brought to you by Beachbody.
This is real as it gets. We're gonna learn, we're gonna sweat, we're gonna have fun, and we're gonna see results.
Before Body Beast, I was just soft and chunky and pudgy, and this is the after result.
It's gonna be amazing. Come on, you can do this.
Body Beast has completely transformed my body. Swimsuit season is here, and I've never been more ready.
I was invisible before Body Beast, but now it's crazy all the attention I get.
This is it. Are you ready? You're doing good. Go, go, go.
I actually have a chest now. I don't have a little bird cage. I have a chest.
Booyah!
Introducing Body Beast, the fat-burning, muscle-defining weight training program proven to take you from regular Joe to jacked and from mommy to hottie in just 90 body-shredding days.
This program is the real deal. If you knew me a while ago and you see me today, you'd be like, man, what are you doing? I'm doing Body Beast.
I decided to try Body Beast because I was looking for something different. I wanted to lose weight at the same time gain muscle. It's easy.
And we're back with the final segment of Valley Black Talk. Today is October 4th, 2015. I'm in Los Angeles, along with Julia Dudley Najee and Joe Herbston. And we were having a discussion that I think...
Julia's quiet.
Well, she had to step away from me. She'll be right back after station identification, and she figures out how to call in and tease us on the phone. But interesting conversation before the break. And so Ms. Jewell thinks that I need to clarify my position in terms of my statement about parents who are afraid to chastise their children and the reasons why. She said I painted the picture that they were just afraid of their children. When in fact, during the break, I stated that the reason I believe that a lot of them are afraid to chastise their children is because of fear of not just CPS, but losing the financial resources coming from the state when they are involved with CPS. So they would be more lenient in terms of allowing their children to do things that they probably wouldn't allow otherwise. But yeah, maybe that could be, I maybe, overspoke or maybe assume some things that are not true across the board, but.
Well, I think we're talking about two different groups of people. Like I am saying, I don't know no black folks who are scared of CPS to hit their kids, right? Scared of what CPS will do. I mean, and it's not like I know a whole bunch of black folks just beating on their kids every day. I'm not saying that. But of the ones that employ corporal punishment that I know of, they didn't think about CPS. Like I say, they say, tell them that and that too, okay?
And then give them the phone.
And right, but these are people who are already, let's say, middle class. They're working, they're, their money comes from their work, as opposed to someone who is receiving benefits from the state and who has the problem of having their benefits cut off if they don't have children at home. Now,
but those are the ones that are causing the biggest problem. Those
I wouldn't disagree with you there.
Who, and then the other side of that too is those are some of the same parents who were not trained to raise children. I mean, they and then they had not just one, not just two, not just three. I mean, it wasn't until the mid 90s when they said, or maybe it's later than that we're going to really restructure welfare to, if you have more than one child, we're only going to pay you this amount. So no more of this. Every child you get, we're going to increase your.
And what was then there was a big uproar about how Clinton was terrible because he was cutting welfare. You shouldn't be having all them babies if you can't pay for them. So, even to this day, Clinton, I mean, as popular as he may be among a certain segment of black folks, there are a lot of black folks who just, and for that matter, just Democrats in general, not just black, but other ethnicities, who blamed him for a lot of ills because he cut and changed the welfare programs.
Along with the Republican Congress.
Yeah, and I don't think that was a bad thing. I do not think that was a bad thing. I don't think we should pay you to have babies you can't afford.
But what did they do on the other side of that in terms of training and offering opportunities for those folks who felt like they were stuck in a time warp that wouldn't allow for them to pull themselves up?
I'm not saying that it's easy by any stretch of the imagination, but there are already things in place. And I'm not saying it couldn't be more, but you know what? There's a community college in just about every community, right? I don't know, you might have to drive 10 minutes. I'm not saying it's next door. There's an adult school in many communities. You don't have to, for that matter, just train, some of the community, in fact, I think a lot of them, but I don't want to say for sure because I don't know. But there are trade programs, right? So even if you don't know, I want to get an AA in psychology and then go, you don't have to do the whole AA, BA, MA, Master of Art. You don't even have to do all that. You can take the plumbing course and make really good money as a plumber, right? You can take the construction management course. And that is not just true today. That was true in 1975, right? And in fact, school was a lot less expensive then. So while I think that perhaps there should be more, even nowadays, more in place to help students, maybe, and I'm not sure, because I work on the college campus, there's a lot of stuff in place, there's a lot of programs. Even though many of them did not exist at that time, the school was open and you could go to school. If you did have to work 2 jobs, isn't that the price of having a child before you could afford to have a child? And this business about, well, you know, people just, it just happens. I mean, you know, it was, we were listening to the OJs or Barry White, and you know, no. You can look at me and see, I am no example of self-restraint. But when you bring a child into the world, you have a certain responsibility. I'm only really responsible for me. When you bring a child into the world, you're not only responsible for you. And, you know, if it means that you got to work 2 jobs and go to school at night, that's what you brought on yourself. And it's not a punishment. It's not a, man, think of all the people that have worked 2 jobs and gone to school and how much better off their children will be for it.
Mm-hmm. But let me add this to, I think what is part of an ongoing problem in our community as it relates to benefiting your own personal efforts to move up or out. And that is being self-employed was something that was really not promoted over the years. After free house, you were able to move anywhere you wanted to move and live. Whereas in the past, when we were restricted to living in certain areas, you knew within that community, you were able to, there was going to be a need. You needed a dry cleaners, you needed a shoe repair place, you needed a gas station, you needed a restaurant, you needed a grocery store, if you will. All of those things were owned by our neighbors. We had that because we were confined to living in a particular neighborhood.
Right.
And the fact that people who moved into our neighborhood after we got the good job, if you will, and we were able to move out and left the folks who couldn't pull themselves up on their own bootstraps there, folks have moved into our communities and they have made tons of money off of those very poor people that were there. And, you know, I blame us for that because we didn't promote that. We didn't figure out, wait a minute, you know, maybe rather than me going out to get this nice job where I'm wearing a necktie every day and I can sit and eat at the table, the lunch table that we used to have to be the busboys for. Now I get a chance to. Maybe I should have maybe I should have opened me a place that would have served my community and given other folks in my community an opportunity to have ability to sustain themselves outside the state taken care of. So, you know, I think that's another area that we probably should have spent more time in. In most places around the country, when redevelopment came in, they came right into those communities that we resided in and destroyed all of that. Talking about we're going to develop this for the future and it's going to be better and everybody's going to, and most of them throughout the country were left barren for a long time. They just simply knocked us out and left it down.
Yeah, or they knocked us out and gentrified.
Yes, or they moved us out.
Yeah.
Most of, in Fresno in particular, I know in Southwest Fresno, there were a lot of businesses that just got knocked down. They, you know, they weren't trying to take them over and put their people in. They just simply left them. And there's empty lots all over Southwest Fresno where thriving businesses were. So, you know, we have some responsibility for that. I mean, I know the government.
But yes, that doesn't sound like it's on us.
Well, partly, we could have said, no, we're not going to do this. We're going to relocate right in our own community and keep it right here. Most of the people who
once the bulldozers start rolling though,
you move someplace else.
Oh well, okay. But I'm just, but you can't.
That's quite a man, but the deal
you can't stay
because we didn't have a political connection to keep that from happening in our particular area. But there were other areas in our community that we could have said, hey, look, let's develop this over here. Take these businesses and relocate them. So, and that was part. But what the system did was they simply didn't give enough money for us to relocate where we could function the way we did over here. They gave you a little bit, and the little bit they gave you was just enough for you to
feel like you had something,
Yes.
but not really be able to do something.
Not too long.
Yeah.
You do it for a while, and now you're looking, well, now I gotta go over and get one of those jobs now.
Well, and there's no end. There's no low, too low for evil to sink to, right? A lot of the programs that supposedly were going to help us, yeah, I mean, I don't want to minimize the role of the government in, whether it's in housing or finance or education. I don't want to minimize the role that that institutionalized racism plays. It's not a small role. But again, there's a lot of stuff that we could fix. A lot of pathology we have in our community that we could fix, that we need to fix, that we haven't. But yeah, I mean, government, it plays a role, but I would like to see us do more in terms of regulating our own behavior and in terms of not being so accepting. I'm not for shaming per se, but we have to have something between. We're so ashamed and you're such a reprehensible person for getting pregnant at 17 that we're going to send you away and, lie about where you are. And then you're going to come back without your baby because we're going to put it up for adoption. There has to be something between that and, oh, yeah, she's on her 4th child. Oh, well, it's hard to find a man and keep him. There's got to be something in between. In between the shaming and it's perfectly natural and okay and it happens all the time. There's got to be something in between. We need to find out what that is and start using it.
When you look at your phone down here, are you looking to see how much time you have left?
No, I was just looking to see if there was a text that somebody wanted to know.
Okay. And they can also text us to that number. I'm still trying to figure that out. What is the number again?
It's the days in the year.
Because in this one I don't have it scrolling. Well, that's going to have it scrolling. 365 6233. The Omni Network. That's the number here to either, you can text them.
In the 559 too, if they're listening from around the area.
Yeah, if you got a cell phone, you ain't got to worry about long distance.
About that.
You don't need no 800
I
number.
remember those, I was watching something, a show where it would cost, we had to call from even Clovis to Fresno, or, for us, it was like the Bay Area was expensive. Sounds like, okay, I gotta go, Aunt was rushing to get off the phone.
Mid-sentence,
yeah, bye. Remember that? Can you believe that? 10 cents a minute, 5 cents a minute. Some of these kids, they'll never know that. They'll never know that generation.
Yeah.
And pay for phone call. All our bills being thousands of dollars. And these kids have, on their cell phones where they're calling to wherever 10 cents a minute. But I remember those days. Yeah. I ran up some bills.
And that too makes a big difference. They are a different creature than we are now, and then we were at that age. You put a telephone, an old style, regular, to me it's regular, old style telephone in front of a 15-year-old now, they wouldn't even know what it is.
Yeah, that's true.
It just, these seem like subtle things because they happen over such a long process of time. But remember when Science Court, or Science, it wasn't called Court, it was, maybe it was Court, or even, the ABC learning programs that used to come on Saturday morning, they were really good. They were Schoolhouse Rock, and Grammar Rock.
I love that, Schoolhouse Rock.
They don't have nothing like that now.
Maybe resonate with that now.
Yeah, and then, we wonder why kids don't have reasoning skills and don't have.
And so that brings us to the Oregon shooter. That's why the reasoning skills even this poor shooter.
Yeah.
When I say poor, meaning
it's sad.
The situation's sad.
Oh,
and he's a mixed up kid. Very mixed up. I still say a kid, even though how was he an adult?
Yeah, he was 26.
26. So to me, it's still a young person, a young adult.
Yeah.
And so he was so mixed up. And we're looking at, he was half black, half white. And I know people don't look at that as an issue. But unfortunately, in this country, race is still.
Yeah, I don't know how they could not. You're right. I know some of these people. I work with some of these people, and it's amazing to me how far out of the way they will go to avoid talking about race.
And that's so ironic because they only avoid it when it's this color. And I can say that because I know we were watching a program today that was reminding us about some other culture and the what they've gone through and the survivors from this horrific event. You know, when we're talking about Germany, but we never talk about the horrific event that happened right here in the United States.
You can't, because if we talk about that, it means we're not
But
that exceptional.
But when it's reminded, what happens? When we remind people of that, people get upset. Well, that wasn't
Very
right.
defensive.
Right, very defensive.
I didn't own any slaves. My parents didn't own any slaves. So why can't we just move beyond?
Because the benefits.
Of course, that you just took the words out of my mouth. Give up the benefits you got from our efforts, and we can talk. We can plain full of double, but I know you're not gonna do that.
But that's what tells me how far race is ingrained into our culture. So when they're avoiding it, Jewel, they're avoiding it because it's the truth. People avoid the truth because they don't know how to deal with it. But we can deal with the truth with other cultures where we did wrong or we weren't a part of it. Germany deals with the culture that they did, what they did with the Jewish culture. They acknowledge that,
Right.
and we're reminded of that.
And there are
even
monuments
in our
everywhere.
American history, which we should. But we should also be reminded of what happened to African Americans in this country.
But I mean, and I totally agree, there's no disagreement there. I mean, like everyday things. When I say that, when I give some example, when I say, well, and I've had people bring this up in discussion, well, why do we need Black graduation? That just doesn't, I don't mean to be disrespectful.
See, that's not fair.
I'm not
There's
racist.
Asian graduation. Wait a minute.
Why do we need any of them? That's my point. But that they even ask the question. And when I say the reason we have ethnic graduations is because we have a different culture. No, we're all Americans. That just divides us. And what I'm saying is
Mexican American graduation. So why?
And that's my point.
But they
could be talking about any of them. The problem I
they
have
only
with it,
talk about it from what I hear is when it's the Black graduation.
I've had them. Why any of it? And my problem with that
As a
thinking
camouflage
is,
to cover up what they really want to talk about, and that is why.
I don't even think it's a camouflage. This is what is so important to me about it. I think these are good and well-intentioned people.
Yes, it is.
The problem
It's
is
very ignorant.
what they think is that whether it's Hmong or African American or Mexican, whatever it is, kind of graduation, and I'm just using graduation, right? It could be other kinds of things that are race specific. Not your family reunion, but Black History Month, Mexican, Latin American History Month, whatever it is, if it's race specific, there are very well intentioned, and I want to keep saying that because I'm not talking about the racists. I don't have time to waste on them. I'm talking about the people that we might be able to help. They want to know, well, what? That just separates us. We're all Americans. We should just all be American and stop all these hyphenated things. And the problem is, we are not only American. You guys came here to get away from whatever you were getting away from, whether it was the potato famine or the Holocaust, whatever. You came here, America was a dream for you. And, I know, except for certain places in New York, you had, Hell's Kitchen in Little Italy, and there was racism.
Yes.
To even early Europeans came here. But you could blend in, right? Some of us can't blend in and aren't interested in blending in. And my point is, you came here with a whole different dynamic than many of us. And the Mexicans that were already here, California belongs to Mexico, right?
We have to remind people of that.
So the Mexicans that were already here, you stole their land, and you wonder why their culture is important to them, why they can't just be Americans. Because you stole their land. We need to talk about that. And I'm saying, when people say, well, why can't we just all be one?
Why can't we all just talk
We're
American?
not one.
I've heard that.
Yeah,
I've heard a lot of backlash.
You need to go back to university. That's what you need.
Well, I would go back to what used to be BET.
Yeah.
But now is, WET.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's MET, Mixed Entertainment.
I don't know what it is now.
Yeah, but that's it. That is a discussion that we need to have. Because again, there's this whole myth about American exceptionalism and America's so great and we're the first society to do this thing. America has never done it. And I love America. I love America, but I love my America. America has never done anything great without being pushed. Black folks just got voting rights? No. Mexicans just got the right to live in whatever community they want? No, I guess it must be Hispanic American Month. I don't know, but they've had a whole lot of stuff on television.
Yeah.
And I watch every year, and every year I learn something I didn't know before.
But we should learn, the irony of that, America, is that we should learn about other cultures.
We should, exactly.
But so why do you think this man, the shooter, was so hateful? So hateful of who he was, and so hateful that we cross over with religion. And you asking people, what religion are you, before we shot him? That, to me, is a reflection of a macrocosm that we need to look at, because that's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see it as a problem? Do you see it as a problem? That shows a macrocosm of what's going on for anyone that's young, 25 and under.
Well, I'm waiting for more to come out.
I just hate to talk to people who use all them big words.
Meaning, it shows a bigger, it shows the bigger picture. It's showing a bigger picture of what's happening.
Now, folks white can understand that.
Only Mel. Only Mel would say that as a problem.
You know what it is.
No, it's not a problem. Only you.
You know, some of the people that I know that watch, maybe not be at that education level. So I want to make it easy. I want to keep them.
Okay, fine.
But me too. But you know what I say to people when they say that though? You need to get out the dictionary, because that's how you learn. You know what? When I'm reading a book, I keep the book I'm reading here and the dictionary here. If I come across a word now, probably in my old age, I don't remember as well. But I looked the word up.
Yeah, because I was mad. I mean, I was reading an article, I'm like, oh my God, I don't know that word. I was really upset about it. He started cracking up. To me, it was a tragedy. I'm like, why do I not know that word?
Yeah.
I was looking to just find the root word, the prefix of it, the suffix of it, so I can break the word down.
So tell me what this means. She was inebriated by the exuberance of her own verbosities.
You think you funny?
Yeah, you're funny.
She was drunk on how much she could talk.
Yeah.
And I learned the word on Friday.
I call that verbal masturbation now. This is verbosity called verbal masturbation. It's love-driven stuff. That's the extra version.
And you know, people do accuse me of that, by the way. But I say, I'm not trying to talk over anybody. I love words and language. So if I come across a word I don't know, I look it up. And I think that's a good thing. But, you know, I can't make anybody, but I think it's a good thing. But I learned the word on Friday. What do you call it when you have more than one focus?
Multi-focus.
Wouldn't you say focuses? Like you,
No.
if someone is studying,
no,
it's focus. Well, they're both correct.
Right.
But I
You
would have
looked it
thought, yeah, because
Okay.
it was in a document that I was reading.
But anything with the U.S. Indian is going to have the I, just like you have lung this and you have lung that.
Yeah, but I had never heard the word foci, and I was like, no, that is not a
If you
word.
look at the suffix of the word, the U.S. and
I
the
know.
plural form of that would be the I.
But I had never heard it.
You'd be
To me-
alumnus, but if we're all going to the same education center, it'd be alumni.
Yeah, but I'm familiar with that. A foci sound like something black folks made up. You know, personally, like orientated. It just sounds like something, but it is a
We
word.
get off topic. All that was the macrocosm of what, and we went all up on these words.
We were talking about language.
He got us off focus. We were talking about something important. I ain't gotta use all those big words. I'm trying to talk about a serious topic. And he got
Yes,
something
that's
big.
true. That's true.
The bigger picture of what we saw with the shooting in Oregon should scare everyone, because we keep seeing this picture. But now it's crossing over into race and religion. Now you should be concerned.
So what is the bigger picture that we've been seeing?
The trend of not only mental illness, the trend of how our youth are shaped by the ill mindset of their parents that are very closed off, that are very sectional, that are very oriented into this is what American is, and they're so dead set in what the American stereotype is. They create it for their own. They want these kids to fit in that mold, and when they don't fit, you know, you have a dichotomy. I don't want to say use big words.
Conflict.
Yeah, there's a conflict. There's a conflict. It's not matching. So this kid right here is growing up in this unmatching paradigm of what this parent wants America to look like, and it doesn't look like that anymore. That's my breakdown.
Would you concede, or would you agree with me that the part of the origin of this particular problem can be traced back to the mid-70s in terms of the change in parents parenting their children?
No, because if this individual's 26 years old, what's 26 years back from now?
No, well, even then, the parent
It's
the
after
parent
75.
that came and came after because the parent.
Oh, I say the parent that
Yeah,
was versus that.
that's what
Gotcha.
they learn from the parents. So the parents are screwed up. So guess what?
I don't know.
So that means, okay, I see what you're saying.
But we know in this case that, we don't know. Early reports are that his mother may have been overprotective, but
what does overprotective really mean?
Well,
Does that
I'm
mean
not sure.
don't socialize with this group?
I mean, she didn't walk.
Yeah, I know, and I'm not sure.
But
Well,
I
she didn't
see
put it
it-
on him, he wouldn't
I
be
see
like
American Parent that I'm talking about. Don't socialize with them. Oh no, you don't want to be coined one of those.
Yeah, that's
You
all.
don't want to be one of them.
But when you put it on them, they're not
You
going to
don't
watch
want
it
them-
from them.
Okay.
Even if they don't associate with them. Look, I told you to do something. You didn't do it for me.
But do you get what I'm saying about this? I'm saying he was half black, half white, so couldn't identify with the other race and just identify with one. And so that itself is mixed signal coming
But that's
from
not
him.
new. That's
It's
been
not
going on for a
new,
while.
it's not, but I'm just telling you, that shift has to happen because look what's happening. It's creating a conflict for this child growing up here, this parent says, oh no, this is the way it is, and they're trying to keep that structure, it's not working, it's a conflict. It's not working, paradigm's not working.
Yeah,
I know you, we gotta give a visual, we all
This
know what
answer
a
right
back
here.
is, but come
What was
on.
it? This answer.
No.
Now you realize that's what the
90%
slave
of
master
the
did though.
And it worked, didn't it? They told her wrong. Yeah, no, he didn't come out.
You know what, we've come to the last 1 minute of our program. Thanks, guys.
Goodness.
Time to have a serious conversation. Yeah, we will be whipping. We hope you've enjoyed this edition of watching us live, Valley Black Talk Radio on the Omni Network. Myself, Julie Deli, Mel Sanders, Joel Riversmith. It's been an absolute joy. We'll get the call-in stuff down so that you know the Omni Network numbers. So otherwise, we hope that you have a great week, and I guess we'll see you on Tuesday. Yep, Tuesday. We'll see you on Tuesday.